Hey there thinkers, welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est, and is Jeff Keighley really trying to trademark the Game Awards just to squash competition? I mean, yeah, it kinda sure the hell looks that way. I guess he's really feeling the heat now that bigger players with year-round engagement are looming. Sure, the Game Awards really does rack up some views, but let's not kid ourselves here, because it's one flashy event a year. Meanwhile, others are out here dominating the scene 24/7. So it seems like Jeff's crystal ball is showing a future where he's not the only one handing out gold statues. However, I have a few things to say here, but before I do, we have a small request. If you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button, smashing the like, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. We would greatly appreciate this, since this will help us appease those YouTube algorithm gods. So we thank you. Now let me give you our thoughts on this, and let's get into it. Wow, how the mighty have fallen, because Jeff is now on his knees begging gamers to help him get his trademark approved. So word on the street is that an email is making the rounds sent to the Game Awards subscribers, no less, asking them to sign a DocuSign thingy. Apparently, this is supposed to smooth the way for his precious trademark. But wait, there's more. The email also wants people to gush about how the Game Awards has changed their lives, because nothing really says legit operation quite like a desperate PR push wrapped in a legal plea. And well, it turns out that the Game Award nominations are out and the internet is losing its collective mind. Shocking pics? Sure, but let's be real here. The event itself is about as exciting as watching paint dry, and I'm not alone on this, because there are plenty of people who couldn't care less. Maybe it's because 90% of the voting power is in the hands of the access media elite, while actual gamers get the leftover crumbs. I mean, sure, seems fair, right? Meanwhile, Jeff Keighley, our gaming industry's favorite PR guy, is busy trying to trademark the event's name, because nothing says fair competition quite like shutting down anyone who might dare to challenge your throne. So bravo, Jeff, truly inspiring. And the timing just so happens to coincide with the announcement of the real Game Awards by Stuttering Craig and Stutter. Like total coinkydinky, right? Because nothing screams fair competition quite like trying to snatch exclusive rights to Game Awards the second someone else dares to step into your spotlight. Like, come on, it's a power move disguised as a trademark application, plain and simple. Like, Keighley's empire building knows no bounds. I mean, like, how generous. The email invites personal reflections, promising to include them in the trademark application. Like, isn't that just so sweet? Framing the whole thing as a collaborative effort with the gaming community? Like, what a touching gesture. But let's not kid ourselves here, because the real goal here is to hand Keighley the keys to a term that is practically public property. So if he gets his way, he'll crown himself the supreme overlord of Game Awards, as if one person could or should wield that kind of power over such a broad concept, which that is just plain ridiculous. And the audacity of someone trying to pull off this kind of stunt as if it hasn't been done before, like with mixed results at best. Like, enter Keighley, armed with his silver spoon upbringing in a Rolodex full of high-profile contacts. Like, you would think that these perks would make him a shoo-in, right? But no, this man is out here spamming inboxes like a college kid begging for internship referrals. Like, that desperate email campaign practically screams, I know I'm not winning this on merit, so please help me out. Like, it's almost entertaining. Almost, until you realize the stakes. This isn't about his ego trip. If we let this slide, it sets a precedent, and not the good kind. So yeah, I think it's time to spread the word, call out the nonsense, and push back hard. Like, desperation is not a strategy, Keighley, and we're not buying what you're selling. So what a surprise! After a whole 10 years of playing the Game Awards game, Keighley finally wakes up and thinks, hey, maybe I should trademark this thing. And wouldn't you know, this brilliant move happens just months after the real Game Awards makes its grand entrance. So, coincidence? Yeah, right. It's almost as if someone is feeling the heat now that there's a legit competitor calling out the inflated spectacle that Keighley's created. But then again, here's the real kicker. Craig's show isn't some corporate-run popularity contest where a few hand-picked suits decide the winner. No. He's giving the actual gamers a voice, letting them vote and shape the outcome. So meanwhile, Keighley's fan votes are an afterthought, barely accounting for 10% of the results. It's almost like Keighley just wants to look like he's giving fans a say, while keeping the control firmly in his hands. How hard is it just to keep the game fair? This is just a classic case of the old guard in gaming, scrambling to hold on to whatever relevance they have left. Like in the last year, YouTubers and independent voices have managed to totally outshine the tired, corporate-controlled media outlets that used to dominate the scene. Like they built actual communities, had real conversation with gamers, and oh my god, actually shaped public opinion without corporate strings attached. But of course, Keighley and his little buddies are not having it. They've been living in the spotlight for so long that they're practically allergic to competition. So what does Keighley do? Well, he pulls out the old exclusive access card, desperately trying to maintain control of the narrative like a kid clutching to their favorite toy. It's a sad defensive move because, honestly, let's face it, the power he once held is slipping through his fingers. Instead of rolling with the changes, he's digging in his heels, hoping that somehow this old school top-down approach will still work in a world that's already moved on. So, cute. If Keighley manages to pull off trademarking the Game Awards, it's game over for the idea of a true gamer-focused awards show, and say hello to a flashy corporate-driven spectacle where the main goal isn't celebrating gaming, but selling trailers and making money. So, I mean, it's not like we needed more confirmation that this is just an overhyped marketing tool, but the fact that a single trailer spot costs a ridiculous amount of $100,000 really says it all. And like, forget about honoring the best games for the year. It's about stuffing the pockets of big companies and turning the whole thing into a giant commercial. So yeah, enjoy the awards, because there's just another opportunity to turn gaming into a money machine. However, those are my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, before you go, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. As always, this is us, and I'm signing off now. So I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!